Greetings everybody, and welcome back to the Tips videos. Today we'll be taking a look at Nicktendo.
Today I'm going to be making a video on a certain someone, and that someone is Nicktendo.
Nicktendo.
So Nicktendo, okay, I'm just gonna be straight up. His animations are pretty bad.
So with that all being said, Nicktendo's content is awful.
If you've been familiar with everything going on in the SML community for the past couple of years, you may have seen or heard the name Nicktendo before. And no, I'm not talking about this Nicktendo. I'm talking about this one. For those who don't know who Nicktendo is, he's an animation channel who makes SML animations. Now if you're wondering why I say animations with very big quotation marks, well, I'm just gonna play a clip from one of his most recent animations and you'll see why.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Jeffy, how was school?
Great.
Jeffy!
What?
Where'd you get the glasses at?
In the dishwasher, Daddy, which is really weird because glasses don't belong in the dishwasher, or else it'd be called a glasses washer.
Jeffy, I took them away from you and I was trying to hide them from you.
Well, you didn't do a good job, Daddy, because I found them.
Who's that? Jeffy, just stay right here.
All right, Daddy.
Yeah, some top quality animation right here. And no, that wasn't Nickendo's first animation, or one of his first few animations. It was actually his most recent. And that's just one out of nearly 200 SML animations that he's made in the span of about 2 years, and it's acclaimed nearly 300,000 subscribers from it. Now, before I get into the main points of this video, I do want to go ahead and not only give this disclaimer, but I also want to get some things out of the way by saying that I'm not much of an artist or an animator by any means. I've never really made a real animation in my life besides me messing around in Flipnote Studio on my Nintendo DS when I was about 9 years old. I'd also like to say that I don't hate Nicktendo as a person because I think he's a nice guy, but his attitude can sometimes be very questionable. And finally, before we begin, I'd just like to say that this video is my opinion, which means this is what I personally think. Yes, opinions are subjective, but I feel like if you watch this video in its entirety, then I do think that my points will hold up pretty well. And if you don't fully agree with me, then you'll be able to see where I'm coming from. Anyways, without any more filler, I'm going to be explaining to you why I think Nicktendo is the worst animation channel on YouTube. So Nintendo says that there are 3 types of people on his channel: the fans, critics, and the haters. The fans are people who enjoy his content that tries to pass off as animation. The critics, according to him, are people who give him very minimal advice, but still enjoy his videos. And the haters are people who don't like his content because he doesn't animate his stuff. Well, if this were to apply to me, I'd fall under the hater category, even though I'm not the type of person to not give any criticism and just say, "You're a flapdoodle, KYS." You see, the issue here is that he thinks that critics are supposed to give minimal advice, which is wrong. Critics are supposed to judge things and give criticism so that you can improve, not to just give minimal advice. So by your definition, all critics and people who want to see actual quality should fall under the hater category. Because even though I don't write very harsh comments giving you basic animation advice such as shading, making your characters look decent, and actually animating the damn characters, but your rebuttal is always something along the lines of, "I'm just trying to make the amount of subscribers I have happy." Or, "Well, you've never made an animation in your life." Guess what, you fucking hypocrite? Neither of you! It just makes you look like an egotistical moron who tries to call themselves an animator when you don't even fucking animate your own shit. So let's do Nicktendo a favor by criticizing his animations. From what I've shown you, they're just poorly drawn versions of SML characters with only the head, mouth, and arms moving. That's literally it. He doesn't even show any other part of the character's body. Not to mention, he uses a terrible color choice, which sometimes strains my eyes, which, for those who don't know, isn't a good thing. He's even stated in the past that he tries to make 2 animations a week. Like, if that's not considered rushed and lazy, then I don't know what is. So Nicktendo, here are 3 things that you can do to improve your animations. I'm 99% sure that you aren't going to listen, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And by the way, yes, I am going to repeat what others have said so that the information gets embedded into that tiny brain of yours so that you can actually listen to the constructive criticism for once. The first thing you can do to improve your animations is to draw better characters. Your character designs are complete especially Jeffy and Brooklyn guy. You're trying way too hard to replicate the puppets from the SML videos. I find it pretty funny because in your now deleted rant video on the people giving you criticism, you said that if someone leaves a comment telling you to change the character designs as an example, that you'll do it. However, if I were to compare an animation of yours from 2 years ago and one of your most recent ones, they're either the complete same or have very, very subtle changes. The second thing you can do to improve your animations is to draw actual backgrounds. The backgrounds that you use look like you just drew them in either Photoshop or Paint 3D. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, you use Paint.net. My bad. And finally, the third thing that you can do to improve your animations is to get Macromedia Flash. It doesn't matter what version or method you use to get it, just get Macromedia Flash and then start by making some short little animations. I'm not expecting you to make something like this overnight. It can even look like shit. I don't care. But it'll be much better because people are seeing that you are actually willing to try and improve your animations. So since I've now given you actual criticism, could you please just listen for once? It'll make a lot of people dislike you less and will overall benefit your channel. This is sort of a minor thing I want to mention, but you'll see why in a minute. Since most of Nicktendo subscribers are also subscribed to Super Mario Logan, there's definitely bound to be some gullible fans that think Nictendo's animations pass off as actual animation, basically saying this and Nicktendo are the same. This and Nicktendo. This and Nicktendo. This and Nicktendo. Yeah, all those other animations I just showed you are definitely equivalent to Nicktendo. It's totally not like they actually put time and effort into their animations and actually animate the characters, have amazing looking backgrounds and character designs, rather than just meshing a bunch of shapes together and using Paint.net and a Keaton Movie Maker to make your crappy animations. In conclusion, Nicktendo is without a doubt the worst animation channel on YouTube. He doesn't animate his own animations, he refuses to listen to the criticism that hundreds of people have been giving him ever since he started gaining a ton of subscribers thanks to Super Mario Logan, he lies, he's full of hypocrisy, and in my opinion doesn't deserve all the attention and fame he's had throughout the span of the last couple of years. Again, I don't dislike Nicktendo as a person, but I can say for sure that I do not like his videos. And now I bet some 13-year-old Nicktendo fan is going into the comments saying things like, "So it's so good you fucking Nicktendo hater kid like this." I could care less because obviously those types of people don't know what an opinion or what criticism is. And if by any chance Nicktendo is watching, which is highly possible, I hope you learned something from this video. Don't call the people who give you actual constructive criticism haters, and for the love of God, improve your animations. Again, I'm not expecting you to automatically be this overnight. I'm only making this video because I want to see you succeed as an animator, and I want this video to be a guide for that. So to everybody who watched this video to the end, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed, then I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe with notifications on to get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you want to keep up with me, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server, which will both be linked in the description below. Anyways, thank you all again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.